You've probably heard the phrase that holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. However, today I'm going to be going into more detail as to why letting go of your anger, letting go of your grudges is not just beneficial to your spiritual health, but also essential for your overall physical and mental well-being. And again, we can look to our tendency to hold on to grudges, to hold on to anger, to experience extreme anger as part of our evolutionary development. I mean, we needed to be able to display aggression to protect a mate, to protect our food source, and we also needed to hold on to a sense of danger, a sense of threat, in order not to revisit the situation again. Now, this was all very fine and well when things were a little bit rougher, when there was literally no law and order, you had to assume there was danger around every corner, and you lived in a cave. However, in this day and age, these sort of traits don't always serve us quite as well, but it is important to realise that anger still needs to be acknowledged and it still needs to be processed healthily. Unfortunately, a lot of us don't have the skills or the knowledge to do that. But it's really helpful to know that when you manage to let go of something, when you manage to process it, what you're doing is you're actually doing a favor to your own body. Because ultimately, when you're holding on to those negative vibes, those negative feelings, those negative thoughts, the only one you're hurting is yourself. You're keeping all of this uncomfortable feeling inside, and not only that, you're creating cortisol on a continuous basis, and that's a stress hormone, and it's basically keeping the body in a state of duress. And this has long-term implications for your mental and physical health. I mean, basically, so many of our heart problems, so many cancers are related to high stress levels. And when it comes to things like depression, anxiety, any mental health issues, stress is a massive contributing factor. So if you're struggling with forgiveness, and if you have a certain person or a certain experience in your mind that you just either don't want to let go of or you just can't seem to let go of, maybe it's time you reframe how you think about it. If you can't find it within yourself to forgive the other person, ask yourself, can you find it within yourself to release yourself from the harm that holding on to this emotion, holding on to the hate is causing you? By reframing your perspective, it gives your ego a little bit of a break. This is something that you're doing for yourself as opposed to doing for the other person, and as you let the anger go, you will feel such a sense of relief. It's a huge weight to be carrying around with you on a daily basis, and it keeps you in such a negative mindset. It really, really is harmful and toxic. So it's definitely something you need to work on just for your own health. If it's something that you've been carrying for a long time, you may need a little bit of help with it. However, sometimes it helps if you actually create a mini ceremony for it. And I know that sounds a bit bizarre, but sometimes we need to physically see ourselves or imagine ourselves or visualize ourselves letting something go. So, set an intention before a meditation to allow yourself forgiveness and to allow you to forgive others, for your own ultimate benefit in the long run, and just so that you can show up for yourself and show up for others, and just release it, just let everything go and repeat until you finally get there. Ultimately, the less toxic thoughts and emotions you're carrying around with you, the better you're going to feel about your life. Now, if you'd like any further information on forgiveness, anger, or any of the concepts that I deal with on here, get in touch on the website. It's fundamentals.ie, or indeed on Facebook or Instagram. And a gentle reminder as well that I'm running my workshop on the 18th of September. It's in the Maldron Hotel in Tala, and I'd really love to see you all there.